I'm surprised because when I listened to Aaron Rodgers after the playoff loss against the 49ers, some of his comments were alluding to what we're talking about right now, like the contract situations of not only himself, but some of those teammates that he would consider in his decision. They would play a role in whether or not he would decide to come back to Green Bay. And now all of a sudden, you're trying to take a large chunk of the pie, knowing that Devante Adams is out there, a guy that you want to play with if you are to come back to Green Bay, knowing that Robert Tonyan is out there, a guy that you also want to play with, knowing all these things that if you are to take this amount of money, and Nick, you're the resident GM, so I'm going to let you handle the salary cap and all the things, but you understand what this would mean and what this does to your personnel. You potentially will have to get rid of some guys. And so for me, this is a little like, wait, we could have done this last year and then figured out a way to then tie up Devante this year. But now all of a sudden it's about the money. And I go back, and I hate to do this, but I go back to personal experiences. And when you have a personal experience, you try to move past, move beyond, because people change. But some things never do.
No, I want to hear it.
Aaron Rodgers has been a very selfish guy. Like, period. Like in this, I get it. He's at the end of his career, and so it's like, okay, I'm going to take whatever I can take. But you can't do that and want to win. Like, how are you going to try to win? And I get it. Guys got to look out for themselves. But in looking out for yourselves, you cut out the legs of others. And understanding at this position, at the quarterback position, you cut out more than just a pair of legs. You cut out a few pairs of legs. And so for me, this is contradictive to what he's saying he wants to do. He wants to win. Well, yeah, everybody wants to win. But what do you want to win? Do you want to win Super Bowls? Because if you're trying to win Super Bowls, go ahead, Nick.
No, I just want to dig in two things. One is beautiful shirt. The other is you alluded to a personal experience, but you didn't. Can you give us a little more there on what you were talking about? Maybe a little more. Do you feel comfortable?
I do. Well, for me, I remember when I was up, B.J. Raji was up, or soon to be up. Clay Matthews was getting ready to be up, and Aaron was getting ready to be up. And before that, we even got to that point, Aaron Rodgers came to me when I signed my deal with the Green Bay Packers, my first extension after my rookie deal, came up to me because players had been going back to the organization front office and trying to renegotiate and not being happy with the contract that had been signed. And his words to me were, "Don't be that guy. Don't sign this contract and then want more money." Now, all of a sudden, you forget those words that you have poured out and tried to pour and invest into others. Wow. You can't do those types of things. And, like, I get it. The team is completely different, and there are some that never knew that conversation even existed. But for one who does, and it happened to me verbatim, this is what you do now? You're under contract, buddy. Like, and you have guys who are waiting in the wings who are trying to get that big deal. You have money streams coming in from and again, I am a huge proponent of players getting their money. Definitely get your money. Of course. But at what
But it's a zero-sum game. Right. That's the thing is, it's not baseball. It's not baseball. I'll just be very quick here because you said I'm the cap guy. It's not baseball where it's just how much the owner wants to pay. It's not even the NBA where you can do some funny things and pay a luxury tax, soft cap, hard cap. So there is a certain amount of pie, and even if you borrow from future years, that money is coming, at the expense of, forget re-signing Devante Adams, Brew, at the expense potentially of having to cut Za'Darius and Preston Smith, which is why, I guess here would be my question to you, Broussard. Do you think, I would have thought that if such a trade existed, that if Aaron Rodgers could literally pay $10 million out of his savings account and have 2 Super Bowl rings instead of 1, he would do that in an instant. I'll pay $10 million and we recover the onside kick against Seattle and then we beat Brady and we win it. Well, this is a version of that. Are you, and the answer I'm being told now is no. I wouldn't sacrifice, right. Not only would I not sacrifice money, I want more money at the potential expense of that. And that to me is a tough one given where he is at his career and where he is financially.
And look, I think it speaks to why he hasn't been back to a Super Bowl in 11 years. And obviously this doesn't affect your actual play on the field, but it does show you what's the priority. Because, Greg, when we look at the big winners in recent memory, Tom Brady has made more money than any player in NFL history. But Tom Brady was never just about the money. He was always willing to leave a little more for his guys so that they could have a team that could contend for a Super Bowl. Michael Jordan was woefully underpaid until the last 2 years he played in Chicago. All right, and LeBron James, when he went to Miami to win his first championships, was willing to take less money to get there. And so I'm with you. Go ahead and get paid, get your money. But the fact that you got to be the highest paid quarterback in the league, and maybe that can be fair, but you want to be the highest paid by $5 million a year? Like Patrick Mahomes made $45 million this year as the highest paid. You want 50? You're not better than Patrick Mahomes. You don't win as much as Patrick Mahomes. And now you want $5 million more per year? And so I just think that, and I'm not surprised, Greg, because Aaron Rodgers can be smug and he can be disingenuous. He was at the press conference before the season when he told us he was immunized, knowing full well that he was misleading the media. So for him to talk about all the other things in the organization and how I want all my other players, they didn't take care of this guy and that guy and they let him go and, they didn't pay him. To say all of that when inside it's really about you getting your loot, that goes along with misleading the media like you did before. And it seems like maybe he's doing it again.
100%. And then this is what makes all of what we started hearing at the top of the week come more to the surface and bubble up. When you hear about the Packers and people within the Packers, and I was defending him, Aaron Rodgers, the people within the Packers organization saying, can he get it done in February, in January, and all of these things? Well, is it because this is what they knew? Like he's asking for more money? You're asking for $50 million a year? You're asking for more money than Patrick Mahomes, and yet we're not getting the result that Patrick Mahomes has gotten the past few years, getting into the Super Bowl, NFC champ. Like, you gotta make it make sense. And so that's why I feel like all of this stuff is starting to really make sense from the Packers' perspective of why they're willing to say, you know what? I never said, Gutekunst, I never promised that we wouldn't trade Aaron Rodgers. Inside, can he get it done in January and February? Well, all these things become more prevalent when you have an ask at the table that you feel and believe we're not willing to do that at this stage in your career. Get it, 2-time MVP the last couple of years, and plus more than that. But not at this stage when we have more pieces that we need to continue to allocate for. Can't honor that.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.